Hello, everyone, and welcome to
TNA.
Yay. I'm Tiana, the T.
And I'm April, the A.
Hey.
A.
Today we are talking about, in episode 3, we're talking about our idols.
Yay, our musical idol. Well,
Yes.
more than musical. They just happen to make a living in music.
Right. But we love them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You go first, baby.
Okay, so here's my idol story.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm crazy about Lady Gaga.
Mm.
I love her ever since Just Dance. I've been a fan.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I actually remember the first time hearing the song Judas.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember playing it over and over again on my iPad. And and just thinking, oh, this sounds so cool.
Yeah.
It sounds so amazing. Yeah, and then time passed, and I couldn't go to any of her concerts, but I did eventually go to Art Pop.
Cool. What year was that?
I forgot what year that was.
Was it 20? Like, I know it came out in 2013.
Yeah, it was about like 2014.
Okay, all right.
Maybe. But then I also went to her most recent one, the Joanne World Tour.
Yay.
And this is the story. Oh my gosh. Because I love Lady Gaga so much that I have weird dreams about her. I do. So I had this one weird dream where she came to town and she was playing the guitar in the street. And people were walking all around. It was an intersection in downtown, where I used to live, like right near where I used to live. And everybody was following her around, and she didn't say hi to me or anything. And I was like, aww. And I thought I was like, okay, that's fine. And then she took a few people to somewhere for dinner, like we're all sitting at a table, and I was one of them.
Yay.
And yeah, she looked at me, and then her eyes got really big, like, I don't know, she just got really excited, and she was like, you look like you know how to put on a show.
Yeah.
And her eyes got big, like alien eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, like extraterrestrial eyes. And she started saying stuff like, you need a mentor, you need to do this, you need that, and her eyes are just getting bigger, and I was hearing this really cool guitar riff in the background, like rock music guitar riff, and I was like, whoa, and I was so excited, and I woke up. That was the night that I listened to her new Joanne album, because I bought the CD.
Okay.
I have the booklet, and the booklet smells like an old record, like how records smell. And they did that on purpose. My dad told me they scented the ink or something to make it smell like.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's really cool. It kind of, the smell's faded away now, but when I first got it, it smelled so cool.
Oh, I wish I could have smelled it.
I know, and I remember just like sitting there in my bed, listening to the whole album and looking at the booklet and smelling the booklet and reading it. Reading the lyrics word for word as each song went by, and I was just super excited. And yeah, it's also kind of a law of attraction story that I have right now too, because when I first saw her at the art rave, it was a really long drive. I was living in Temecula, and that was like an 2-hour drive to the Staples Center. Yeah, I had to drive a long way to get there, and I didn't get a good view of much because I was short and I was in the monster pit, but I did get some really great views. Like, because the stage went out into the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost like a plank, and then it sprouted off onto different sides. And she, like, walked on to one side, and while she was playing Venus, and she was playing the guitar, and she had the hair and thong and everything. And I was, like, right beneath her, and I was like, I was freaking out, you know.
Yay.
I was like, there's Gaga, she's in person, you know. So, it was just so cool.
Do you think you were within, like, a 10-foot radius of her?
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh, that's pretty close.
It was so cool. But for most of the show, I'm pretty short. I'm 5'2" for everyone listening. Gaga 5'2". No, I'm 5'2", and there are a lot of tall men and women standing in front of me in heels, but it was okay. I had fun. I didn't really know anybody there, but I still had fun, and I had my big silver lashes. I had silver that looked like tinsel that you hang on, like, the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, were made of that material. I only recently threw them away, I think. But yeah, I had those, and I had this, like, red wig that was kind of like a bob, and I had my eyeliner drawn down the sides of my nose. like connected my eyes to my nose,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like Judas music video reminiscent. And I just had these like black fingerless leather gloves on, had the gloves, and had my black boots and my black pants and black jacket and everything. I was just like so happy to be there. And I was looking great, and people were taking my picture. They were like, "Oh, let me get a picture of you." Like, you know, I felt really great about that, and it was just the most magical night. It was super magical. I kept running around a lot on the floor though to get better views of her.
Yeah.
Because there was a bridge connecting like the plank part to another offshoot. So she, during the last number, she was singing Gypsy, and she was standing on the bridge, and she had the long blonde hair down to the floor and the big white dress, and I was just like crying and singing Gypsy, you know, so excited. And it was just the most magical experience for me. It was almost religious, you know. I was just so excited. And I say it's law of attraction because when law of attraction happens, you take everything that you disagree with or everything that you wish could have been done differently, you take note of it, and it plays out better for you the next time. So, for example, I lived 2 hours away from the concert the first time.
Yeah.
This time, I was living on J Street,
Yeah.
and the concert was like 3 blocks down the street at the Golden One.
It's amazing.
Yeah, just like 3 blocks away.
Whew.
And so I could walk there.
Yeah.
So there's that, and I didn't have to worry about getting early. And also, the stage was set up differently, and there's like 3 round stages that go up and down, and there's another stage like in the back that just has her piano on it, and of course there's the main stage. And this concert was so awesome because it was so much more visually accessible to everyone. Everywhere you were in that arena, you could see her. So that's another thing. So I don't have to worry about being short.
Yay.
You know, and I was wearing big, tall shoes, too, this time. I was wearing big blue boots.
Yeah.
And that was cool. And when I got there, like, as soon as I got in line, I met this guy who was super cool. And he was wearing, like, a pink Joanne hat and stuff like that. And he had, like, really nice makeup and stuff and everything. He's just, like, super cool. And so we really hit it off. And we hung together the entire concert. And... yeah, we were just, like, friends for a night. It was so cool. Yeah. And more importantly, we got the best spot, in my opinion, in the entire place.
Cool.
Because when you're in the pit, there are many places you could stand. You could stand, like, right in front of main stage. Or you could stand next to those circular stages. But we stood way in the back, right in front of the piano.
Nice.
And... thank you. Yes. Because when we first got there, because the stage piece in the back is really long, and so we didn't know where the piano was going to be because everything was covered in like, I don't know, fabric or whatever. And one of the guys was like, the piano's going to be over here. It's going to be over here. Come on. And we're like, oh my God, okay. And so we run over to where the piano was, and just those like little things made it so special. Yeah. And that's really how I think Law of Attraction helped me out with this one.
How long did you wait for the second one here in Sacramento? Because I know you said you got there early, but then you went to that class.
Yes.
Yeah. So how early did you arrive? And you had no idea the class was going to happen?
I knew the class was going to happen just a few days before the concert.
Okay.
So this is a really cool part. Like, this is also some really cool Law of Attraction stuff. I wanted so badly to, like, meet Lady Gaga or something. I just wanted more contact. And a few days earlier, there was this class being offered by the Born This Way Foundation. I got an email from Born This Way Foundation saying that there was a mental health first aid class being offered right the day of the concert. Like, from, I don't know, 8 a.m. to, like, an hour before the concert started.
Wow.
Maybe a half an hour. So there was just like a half an hour in between that class and the concert.
Wow.
And, well, that class and my early check-in time. Because I got tickets that included the early check-in.
Okay, because I'm sitting here thinking, like, you only have 30 minutes for the show. Yeah. How are you going to get a good spot? But if you got an early check-in time, then it's just like, okay, then you're good. Yeah,
totally did. And, you know, performers always start concerts pretty late, too. They almost always do. especially Lady Gaga. But that was cool. So I went to this class. I almost didn't take the class because I thought, it's for people who are going to use mental health first aid, and maybe I'm not good enough to take it, you know? Like, I was thinking, I'm probably not really worthy of it because let me adjust these headphones. I wonder if they're making noise. Yeah, they are. Okay. But I was thinking, maybe I'm not good enough to take the class because when am I going to use it? And what good is it for me? You know, I was just kind of like beating myself up about it.
No.
And then I thought, okay, I'm going to ignore my insecurities and then do what I want to do. And I took the class.
Yay.
And I get there and the teacher says, I have an announcement to make. Lady Gaga's mom might show up.
Ooh. Oh, you didn't even know before.
I didn't even know.
Oh, goodness.
And she said that after we all introduced ourselves and said why we were there. And I was like, I'm a Lady Gaga fan. I'm like the biggest. And so everyone looked at me and was like, you're going to meet Gaga's mom, you know. They're like, oh my gosh, you get to meet her mom. And that was super exciting because her mom did show up.
How far into the class?
It was at least a few hours into the class.
So she was there with you for a while.
She showed up a few hours into the class. So, like, halfway through the class, she showed up.
Nice.
Yeah, and so I was shook, like, halfway through the class. I was just like, Gaga's mom's coming. Cindy Germano's mom's coming. But the class was so much fun. I loved mental health first aid, and I still have the book from the class. And it was just a wonderful, fun, amazing class. 8 hours went by like nothing.
Yeah.
And then they had lunch and everything there for us, too. It was really nice, yeah. That was the first time I had a macaroon.
Oh! Did you like it?
Not that much, no. But I've always wanted one, and so I had one.
Yay!
And, yeah, it was just amazing. Gaga's mom is the sweetest person on the planet, and I just kept telling her, like, I love you, and I love what you and your daughter do for people, and I just love you guys so much. And she was like, she loved you too, we love you too, you know. And she shook my hand and everything and took a picture with me, and I just felt on top of the moon. I just felt so amazing. Yeah. And, yeah, after that, I ran home as fast as I could, and the cool part is the class was in a hotel that was only 2 blocks to the left of my apartment. And the golden one was 3 blocks to the right. Yeah. So my apartment was right in between this class. Yeah. Right? This class and the concert. So I ran from my class to home, changed really quick, got myself together, put on my big blue boots, strutted my stuff all the way to the golden one, and I felt uncomfortable walking down the street in these giant boots and these short shorts. Aww. But as soon as I got to the concert goers and everybody around, they were like, nice boots. They were like, yeah, you look great. They were like, yeah, strut. Fuck yeah. And I felt so good about it. I felt so good about that.
That was last summer, right?
Oh,
yeah.
It was about a year ago. It'd be a year this August.
August? Last August, I was unemployed and probably just sitting on my couch watching Parks and Rec and getting drunk.
Oh, you should have come with me.
Yeah. We didn't know each other back then. If we did, I would have definitely been there.
I know. Yeah. But that is my Gaga story in a nutshell. I mean, I was so in love with her, and after the show, I was walking home, and there was a mural of Gaga painted on the back of the golden one that I knew was there, but I didn't know that there was going to be a silent disco under the mural. And so I put on the headphones for the silent disco, and of course they were playing, I think, Just Dance. And I was just danced my butt off, and I was drunk. I had beer for dinner. Yeah. I did. It was a $14 beer, I remember, and it was big. But it was a really big beer. And I was like, oh, carbs! You know, I was happy about that. It was fun.
I remember you said, you've liked her since Just Dance. But then you told me listening to Born This Way made you want to get into acting. Did you like her just as much as you did when you were into Just Dance, or do you think after Born This Way your love for her went to a different level?
It's hard to say because I felt an immediate connection with Just Dance.
Okay.
So it was kind of I felt like I knew her. I felt like the connection was personal to her music.
Yeah.
The connection to her music was really personal for me, even though she didn't go into detail about her philosophy behind the music.
Yeah.
And her journey behind the music. I still felt a really deep connection to it.
Oh.
So it's hard to say that my connection or my appreciation for her deepened after a certain period, because it kind of feels like it was always there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, babies, what a journey.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Well, as soon as she's touring again, we're definitely going to go see her.
Hell yeah.
Hooray. And we'll both get all dressed up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, and as soon as Tegan and Sara start touring again, we're both gonna get dressed up and go see them.
Yay! Because the times that I went, I also went alone, so I didn't really get dressed up. I just kind of, wore whatever I did every day. Except actually the first time I went with Paul.
Yeah.
But back then I was really shy. Paul is my brother, but I was really, really shy and stuff. Plus I didn't get to really prepare for it. I found out I was going to go like a month in advance, and I was still pretty broke. Yeah. But anyway, I'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. But I want everyone to hear about your Tegan and Sara experience, particularly the one that has to do with the rule book.
Ay.
I mean, wow, what a story.
Okay.
It's amazing.
But I'm going to start all the way at the beginning.
Okay, begin at the beginning.
Yeah. I remember I was like 14 or 15. I want to say 15. I was in high school for sure. Back then, I still had a BlackBerry. For kids out there listening to this that don't know what a BlackBerry is, it was a phone with buttons and a little roller ball on it. That was for navigating. Anyway, so I had this old-ass phone, and I was listening to Pandora. This is an old music streaming service no one uses anymore, I think.
Right.
And I was listening to Yeah's radio, because I was like really, really into them back then. And then a song came on from someone I've never heard of, and I loved the cover art for it. It was Tegan and Sara's So Jealous album, and it was like black with a little pile of felt red hearts. And the song playing was called I Know, I Know, I Know. And if you know that song, like right away they just start singing, and their voice is just so distinct and so different. And I've told you this a ton of times, like what I like about their voice is that it doesn't seem so like perfect. There's a lot of imperfections, and there's just something more real and honest about their voices. It's how like unaltered it all is, And so I heard that right away, and I listened to the whole song, and it was so emotional. And as soon as I got home, I, downloaded all music that they had up until then, listened to everything that one night, and I was just blown away. And back then, I was still a cis male who wasn't really familiar with, transgender people. My mind was still pretty naive back then, as far as I was concerned, like, either man, woman, gay or straight, bi, and there was really nothing much to it. So for me, I just felt like a confused guy back then, But there was just something about their music that really spoke to me. And I was also a pretty moody teenager, going through a little bit of depression, and one of their albums, The Con, I remember they wrote during a really difficult time in their life. Like, I think their grandma just passed, and they were separated for most of the album, and they were arguing a lot, I believe. And so, it was just a really emotional album that I really loved. And so, I was listening to them for years, and I was the only one that I knew, at least, at school. There was one other girl who also knew who they were, but we didn't really talk. Anyway, so my first time seeing them was also the very first concert I had ever been to, was the result of me finding this little notebook at work. It was a rule book written by some children. And, I asked my managers, hey, can we make a larger effort than just putting it in a lost and found bucket to find the owners? They're like, no, just throw it away. So naturally, I took it home and recorded myself reading the whole thing, put it online, shared it with a few news stations, did some interviews. Long story short, we found the owners, and I ended up on the Today Show with the little girls who wrote it. and I wore my favorite Tegan and Sara shirt, which actually at the time, well, it's my favorite now still, but at the time it was the only one I had. It was the first shirt I ever bought, and I made sure my jacket was wide open, so the screen can see my shirt, and soon after it aired, I didn't have Twitter, I was on Facebook, but I guess the Tegan and Sara Facebook page reposted one of their tweets or something, and I guess their manager noticed me on the show wearing my Tegan and Sara shirt, and they were basically saying, like, so proud of this person for doing what they did, please contact us, because we see you're a big fan, so we can, get you some tickets to meet Tegan and Sara. And I was just like the best. I had no idea that would happen. Before we went on TV, my brother and I were joking, like, what if, this rule book becomes a big deal and ends up on, like, the local news? What about newspapers? What if we ended up on, like, the Today Show or Good Morning America? And sure enough, we did, but we never expected, especially I never expected that I would get to meet, my heroes so soon.
Yeah.
That was, again, so they invited me to go out. The manager told me to pick a date and a venue. And so I picked Santa Cruz on April 19th, 2013. And so that was also going to be the first time I've been to Santa Cruz, first concert ever. And they gave me this, like, VIP experience where I got to go into a separate line, and I got to do a little meet and greet, and I gave him some gifts. I drew a picture. I gave him my favorite necklace that I also wore on the show. Speaking of what I wore on the show, I wore the exact same thing that I had on on the Today Show. I had my khaki pants, my gray Tegan and Sara shirt, and my red jacket. And so, we chatted, took pictures. I asked them if they remembered me, and they did. They remembered me from the show, which was so cool. And I asked them to Hadoken me, and we took a picture of it, where basically they pretended they were Hadokening me while I jumped in the air.
Explain a Hadoken for people who don't
know. Yeah. A Hadoken is this move in Street Fighter where the character takes, like, a ball of, like, chi or whatever, just like an energy ball, and, like, blasts it. It kind of looks like a Kamehameha or Kamehameha. I don't want to cause any drama from Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's basically just like an energy blast from Street Fighter. And basically, I jumped in the air like I was getting blown away, and my brother took a picture with a flash on, so it looked like they were blowing me away. And it was so fun. And then also they signed my phone, and I recorded it while they were signing my phone, so you can see, like, their hands and the pen wiggling right in front of the lens, and they're all talking and stuff. But I've sold that phone since. Yeah. Anyway, so we were right in the front of the whole show. It was the Catalyst. That's what it's called out in Santa Cruz. It was just the most fun, and I didn't really bring any money, so my brother bought me a shirt when I was there. So that was my second piece of merch from them. I was really happy to have. Yeah. And so a few years later, later that year, when did it come out? I don't know. Anyway, Heartthrob had been out, and it was a much different album. It wasn't so, like, dark and moody. They started venturing into, like, it felt more like a 90s dance pop album. Maybe like rock pop, because there's I don't know how to explain it, but, like, their first song on it and their first single, Closer, I remember when I was listening to it, I was ironing a white shirt, and I was about to be late for work, and I saw an article where they debuted it, and I'm like, shit, I gotta listen to it, and I did. And, first thing I noticed, like, oh my gosh, it's so different. Synth pop, that's what I want to call it.
Yeah.
It was like this synth pop album.
Yeah.
And it sounded so different, but it was so fun and playful, and, like, kind of had, like, sexual vibes, and I'm like, okay, this is something I haven't really, heard from them. Yeah. There's always, like, kind of really emotional, lovey-dovey tones in some other songs. Yeah. But this was, like, the song was just, like, it felt fully dedicated to fun and, like, being honest with your feelings and stuff. Yeah. And I loved it immediately. Yeah. And then, I heard the rest of the albums, like, soon after. Some of my other favorites were Drove Me Wild and Now I'm All Messed Up. Yeah. Those are my favorite songs from the album. Ah, shit, so it's good. They're all my favorite. Anyway, so I saw them in concert, got that album, fell in love. I was just following them for years. And then in 2010, 2016, they started announcing their new album, Love You to Death. And, as they were releasing a few singles here and there, they announced this mini tour where they were going to go to just 4 cities and, play some of their old favorites, but then reveal, I think 2 new songs on top of Boyfriend, which they had debuted a few weeks earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to the second of those 4 shows. There was 2 in New York, 2 in LA, 1 in New York, and the last one in Canada. And I went to the second one in LA at the Terragram Ballroom on May 4th. Or no, May 3rd, I want to say. 2016. And I spent the night at a friend's house in Santa Barbara. And I drove all the way to LA, an hour and a half, to be in line for another 13 hours. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't even first in line. So, there's only 4 other people in line in front of me. So it was whatever.
Close.
Yeah, it was pretty close. So yeah, I was in line for 13 hours. Oh my gosh. I bought another shirt when I was there. And as soon as they opened up the doors, it was a really small venue. And we're all just standing there. And we all just ran for the front of the stage. Yeah. It was so fun. And I was to the left with a speaker right next to my ear, and my ears were ringing for days. I was not prepared. But they were right there in my face. Mm-hmm. I was alone too. I didn't get to meet anyone fun like you did when you saw Gaga. Yeah. But I was alone. I was having a good time, just really feeling myself. And back then I was still cis, but I was starting to be a little more familiar with my identity and I was just starting to not give a shit what other people thought about me. Mm-hmm. And I'm a pretty shy person, especially when it comes to singing, because I can't really sing. But, when I was there, I was having a blast. I was having fun. And I was like, it's too loud for anyone to hear me. We're all just having a good time. I can't be the only one who can't sing. Yeah. So I was just, having a ton of fun, singing and dancing, and they debuted 2 songs at that show. There was 100 Times, which was a cool little ballad, whatever. Mm-hmm. But then they played Stop Desire, and oh my gosh, the first time... Yeah. They said, tonight, I was just ah! Yeah. And then she screamed, I tried. I'm ah!
And that kind of became our song.
Yeah, it's that's my favorite song from Love You to Death.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It just totally describes, that and Closer, which were the first 2 songs I sent you, were just, how I always wanted to feel, before, during, and after a first date. And especially with the lyrics for Stop Desire, where they're talking about how, yeah, I know how you feel, stop bullshitting me, kind of. I was just yeah, I've never really felt that with anybody. I can never tell, somebody likes me and was pretending not to. Mm-hmm. And even before we got together, I still never thought you were into it. Yeah. But now it all makes sense. Yeah. And they're all, pretending, want me, like me, need me, all that stuff. Definitely. And now it all makes sense. Yeah. And, yeah, and then, and then after that concert in 2016, they did their actual Love You to Death tour, and I was going to buy a ticket in Oakland to go see them, but, I missed the deadline, but it's you know what, I'm fine with that. I saw them during the 4 mini shows, whatever. And yeah, and since then, I've gotten 5 Tegan and Sara tattoos. Mm-hmm. 6. Wait, shit. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Tegan and Sara tattoos of my 19. Mm-hmm. The first one I got was for Heartthrob, the album. It just says Heartthrob in classic-y, tattoo-y font. And I got it under my vegan tattoo, so it kind of says Vegan Heartthrob. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not to look conceited or anything. I just thought it looked good together, and that used to be my Twitter, not my Twitter, but my Instagram username and Snapchat name and stuff. But yeah, and then I got this one on my right forearm that says "Let's Make Things Physical" from Closer. And whenever a lot of people see it, they think it's Olivia Newton-John. Let's get physical.
Oh, let's get physical. Oh no.
So yeah, but it always makes me so happy when people see it and they know exactly what it is, which is rare. Yeah. Fun fact, I don't know if I ever told you this, baby, but I put that one together. I know it looks kind of funny, but I chose the font. I made it in a little Word document, word processor thing. I chose the font. I stacked the letters and put the big physical next to it.
I think it looks really great.
Thank you.
Especially right next to your ex.
Yeah. But because of the way they put the stencil on my arm, the word physical doesn't look italics like it's supposed to. So if you stretch it out like that, that's how it's really supposed to look.
Oh, it's supposed to be italicized?
Yeah, italicized.
Oh.
The word physical. But not let's make things. That's all supposed to be the way it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it's supposed to look like. You just gotta like pull my skin a little and it looks a million times better. So
no, I like the way it looks there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks great, baby.
So I got Heartthrob, and then Let's Make Things Physical.
Love You to Death.
And then Love You to... Oh, actually, before I got Love You to Death, I think it was last summer. Last summer, was it? I don't remember. Anyway, one summer... so I think I told you a lot of my tattoos I got after, like, panic attacks, you know, or, like, really big episodes of depression. You know, the only thing I could think to calm me down would be to get a tattoo. You know, so this You Can't Stop Desire from their song Stop Desire I got like after just like a really weird, shitty date. We ended up spending a lot of time talking about some bad relationship with some family members of mine. And I'm just like, that was a hell of a night. You know, I felt like shit afterwards. So like immediately after, I found whatever tattoo... the next day actually, yeah. The next day, I found whatever tattoo shop would take me right then and there. And I got this. And it felt really good. And then a week... 2 weeks after that is when I got my other forearm to say Love You to Death, the way it looks like on the cover art. And I went to the same artist, and this is the first tattoo that I got that I didn't get for panic attack. I was just feeling good.
Yeah.
Actually, no, but the Aladdin lamp is. But this is my first Tegan and Sara tattoo that I got just for feeling good.
Yeah.
You know, so I got Heartthrob, Let's Make Things Physical, You Can't Stop Desire, Love You to Death, and then I got this Now I'm All Messed Up one. Again, I got that one just for fun, no reason. I think my sister was getting her first tattoo, and I just wanted to be supportive and find an excuse to get another tattoo.
Yeah.
So I got that one. So yeah, I have my 5 Tegan and Sara tattoos from their last 2 albums, but I've been wanting to get something from their older stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, their music has just meant so much to me. You know, it helped me not feel so alone, especially as far as, like, being queer and being honest with my feelings, because I feel like I've always been convinced that the feelings I have had were always either, like, irrational or, you know, didn't make sense or, you know, like I shouldn't be feeling them.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like what I learned from Tegan and Sara music is, like, it's okay to have these feelings, you know, feel them out.
Yeah.
You know, be honest with yourself and others. And it's totally normal and okay to get emotional sometimes and feel heartbroken and stuff because, man, I beat myself up so much for getting heartbroken.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But their music helped me get through it.
That's good.
And I feel like my life has kind of, like, mood-wise, has kind of matched the way their music has evolved. You know, from getting all moody and stuff to being more confident and playful and sexual and stuff. You know, but, you know, their last 2 albums, they still have, like, a song here or there that are a little, like, they're not as lighthearted. Yeah. You know, like, Goodbye, Goodbye. That's not the most happy song, but it sounds great.
Yeah.
And so is Shock to Your System and 100 Times. Those songs aren't the most, like, happy, but, you know, for the most part, these albums are, like fun adult pop.
Right.
I think I saw one article call it. So, yeah, and that's how I feel like I am right now. I'm not so shy and insecure. You know, those are all still kind of there, you know that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm happy with who I am. I'm comfortable with my feelings and emotions. And, yeah, I can't wait to see what they do next. Yeah. Oh, gosh. My bad if I went on for a hot minute.
No, it's fine. I mean, that's what podcasts are for.
Yeah.
I had a teacher once who would just talk on and on and on. And my friend would be like, he needs his own podcast because he talks so damn much. So talk it up. Like, we've only been here for a half an hour, really.
Oh, okay.
So it's all good. And with editing, a minute might be taken off or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say something? No.
It's just like,
Oh, you mean like towards the end? Oh, like total.
Maybe throughout, yeah, a minute or 2 might be taken off with editing. Okay. You never know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I like that we've both seen our favorite, like, music people.
Definitely.
Twice.
Yeah. I mean, when I was at the Joanne World Tour, and she was on the piano, and I was just right next to the piano, I was like, God, it couldn't have been more than 5 feet from the piano.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like right up in there. And it was just so epic.
Mm-hmm.
It was so epic.
Yeah.
And she's so short.
Yeah.
She's my size.
Mm. So, does she wear, like, different costumes throughout her shows?
Oh, for sure, baby.
So, like, you know, between songs, like, will she wear, like, one costume for a few songs, go backstage, and then come back out and do other ones, or just, like, a costume per song?
It's not like a costume per song. It's kind of like sometimes she'll wear a costume and then modify it on stage.
Okay, I was going to say, like, does she take 5, minutes to go backstage or something in between songs?
Yeah, there are definitely, like, interludes.
Oh, what happens then?
During the interlude,
yeah.
it's like they show like an interlude video. So they have like Joanne like driving around in this muscle car and there's smoke and stuff and it goes bow 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 and then and then it just gets like crazy and backstage her dancers are like putting on their new costumes and they're getting the set ready and she's putting on a new outfit and stuff or a new wig and yeah, that's how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tegan and Sara, when I saw them, they didn't do like big costume things. Just in between songs, they would tell stories and do like little comedy bits and just some banter. And oh my gosh, just like the best, funnest, cutest little banter and stuff. So yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah, Tegan and Sara and Lady Gaga are pretty opposite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially with their latest albums, because Gaga went really country and rock.
Yeah.
And then Tegan and Sara went really, like, synth pop.
Yeah, like just full-blown pop this time around.
Yeah, and their styles are completely the opposite. You know, Gaga has this big theatrical production, lights, dancers, costumes, lashes, wigs.
Yeah.
And Tegan and Sara are super chill.
Yeah.
They have their really cool outfits, though. Really cool
Oh my
shoes.
gosh, yeah. And Lady Gaga's like all over the stages, I should say.
Several stages, yes.
You know, dancing around, moving. And Tegan and Sara are usually just standing in front of their mics the whole time and doing their like little dances, their little self-contained dances. Yeah. And it's just like, that's kind of how I feel when I dance. Because it's like, I don't really know how to do all these bands. Like, my body doesn't move that way, you know. It just kind of like wiggles a little bit, just like them. So that was just another thing, just seeing them dance the way they did. I'm like, oh shit, like look at them, like they're like kind of shy to do it.
Yeah.
You know, that's one reason why I really like the Stop Desire video because you know it's this big high energy song, you know,
and they're just kind of like chilling.
Yeah, like I was wondering the whole time, like I swear, like that was like the 8th video to come out or something. It took forever for that song to have a video, and you know I'm sitting here wondering like, well, how, are they gonna dance in the video? What are they gonna do? And they're like still the whole time. They're just sitting or standing the whole time.
Yeah, it's
and
so
I love
cute.
it. You know, but they're talking about all these like hypersexual things, and it's just like they're just still the whole time.
Yeah,
you know, because that's how I can feel sometimes.
Yeah,
you know. So, yeah.
But I don't know, it's like our music idols are opposites. Yes. And you and I, on the outside at least, are opposites.
Yeah, pretty opposite.
But it's in a different way. Like, you're like the more theatrical, you know, expressive, because you have like tattoos and you have like this really cool eyeliner and you're like talking to people and you're like...
And I'm loud.
And you're loud and you're like, I'm going to go to this brunch place and I don't wear these shoes and do you like pushkins and all this stuff. Yeah. And I'm just like chilling like, hey, yeah, that's cool. You know? So we are kind of the opposites in the opposite way that Tegan and Sara and Lady Gaga are opposites. It almost seems like on the surface, if you just looked at it from the surface, you should be a Gaga fan, and I should be a Tegan and Sara fan.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Because she's all big, theatrical, and all that jazz. Yeah, that's funny how that works out.
And it's funny because you're an Aries. And Lady Gaga's an Aries.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yay.
And my mom's an Aries. And my sister-in-law's an Aries.
I'm going to do a little bit of research because I want to say... Tegan and Sara said they're Virgos.
Yeah, aren't they Virgos?
I thought they're either Virgos or Sagittarius. Let's look at it. Tegan and Sara. What is it again? What's the name of that thing? Horoscope? Horoscope. Oh, no, zodiac sign. Sorry, I haven't looked it up in a while.
Either one.
Zodiac signs, like they're different. And they are Virgos, yay! Virgos are the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think that's why they're so laid back, because Virgos aren't like, you know, according to zodiac signs, Virgos are more introverted.
And all the Virgos I know are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they're really laid back, you know.
And super smart too.
And that makes me want Tegan and Sara and Lady Gaga to have a collaboration. Wouldn't that be so fucking cool?
Oh my gosh, it'd be a dream come true. Babies.
Oh my god, because Gaga works really well with Virgos because Mark Ronson co-produced and co-wrote her latest Joanne album with her. Yeah. And he also produced Uptown Funk with Bruno Mars. Ooh. So, like, he's, like, on top of it right now, you know what I'm saying? He's, like, the hottest, most out there producer. And she worked with him, and he was, like, a brother to her. Yeah. And they just made this amazing, beautiful collaboration together. And Tegan and Sara and Lady Gaga, Virgo, Aries. Come on.
Speaking of collaborations, so back in 2013, Paul, my brother, was like ultra obsessed with Taylor Swift.
I remember you telling me.
Yeah, and then like I remember it was soon after I moved back from LA back in 2013, in December 2013. Taylor Swift did a big concert at the Nokia Theater or Staples Center. I don't know which one or the other. And out of nowhere, Tegan and Sara made a guest appearance and did Closer with Taylor Swift. And
no way.
Paul and I are just sitting back like, fuck, that's like both our favorite people.
Oh my god.
And I just moved back from LA. Like, shit.
No.
Had no idea they were going to be there. Nobody did, I think. I hope not, because I'd feel like a goof if I was the only one who didn't know.
Yeah.
But man, that is such a good performance. If you have the time, look that up. Just Taylor Swift, Tegan and Sara, Closer.
Yeah.
It's such a fun performance.
Oh my god, I'm a little bit jelly now. Like the tiniest bit jelly.
Like I'm also just glad that Taylor Swift used her platform and her audience, you know, to give them that much more exposure. Because now that many more people know who Tegan and Sara are. Because I don't feel like enough people do.
Right. I think they're very underrated.
Yeah, I've like never seen any ads for any like their stuff except online. But a friend of mine who was like traveling across country said she used to see billboards for like Love You to Death. Really? You know, like in middle of nowhere, like deserts and freeways and stuff. Wow. I'm like, oh, I want to see a Love You to Death billboard somewhere.
In LA. Yeah. In Sacramento.
I never saw any. New York.
Like that's where they should be.
I did see a Heartthrob poster in New York when I went there for the Today Show, and I was so like, look at them, they look so cute in their jackets and their pea coats. Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, they're super cool.
What was I going to ask you? You know, I told you that I loved him so much when we first met. And then when I came over to your house for the first time, you know, and you asked your Echo to play Tegan and Sara, you know, a song that, you know, fans all love, but most people who don't know, they wouldn't know what that song is right away. It was like, if you're a hardcore fan, you knew this song. It's Living Room. Living Room's like one of their best songs, you know, and that started playing, and you just started singing the words. I'm like, oh my god, my baby's in her home where she knows. And then The Cure came on, and you were singing that too. That's another one of my favorite songs that I feel like doesn't get enough attention. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, that was like the best surprise.
Yeah, because I just told my Echo to just play Tegan and Sara because, you know, you told me how much they meant to you. And so I just, you know, I was like, play Tegan and Sara. And then I would listen to them, you know, in the morning or something, or when I was getting ready. Yeah. And those songs, they are so catchy. They just kind of got stuck in my head. I mean, I'm really bad with names of songs, so I can, like, connect a name with the lyrics if you ask me to. Yeah. Unless it was Gaga, of course. But I don't know, the songs just kind of got stuck in my head.
Do you remember Living Room?
I don't remember the words to it.
If I do!
Oh, yeah. If I do!
Yeah,
I spend all night losing.
Yeah, I'll let you sing because I can't.
I spend the night, I spend the night and I lose my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh. Also, if you're on the internet and you want to watch some really cool performances, look up their Living Room remix at the Terran Ballroom. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun.
I haven't seen that.
I showed it to you once.
You did?
Yeah, but the quality of the audio wasn't that great. I don't know, it was really fuzzy and noisy.
Maybe I blocked it out.
Yeah, but it's okay, we'll watch it another time. But I remember after, you know, they debuted Stop Desire, at the show that I went to, they hadn't, like, officially released it for a while. So the only way that I had to listen to it again until it officially came out was like I found some YouTube video where somebody recorded it, and I just like converted that to MP3. So I just listened to a live version for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then when the real deal version came out, oh my gosh, it was just the absolute best thing.
Yeah.
And I'm really picky with live performances. Sometimes I either really love it or really hate it, and I'm usually like leaning more towards one or the other. But this one, I just absolutely love both. You know, they're both amazing. Ugh, they're just fantastic.
Yeah, that's really great. Yeah, I'm usually that way. I either love or hate live performances.
Mm-hmm.
But with Lady Gaga, almost like 99% of her live performances are better than the album.
Yeah.
You know, she just really kills it live.
Yeah.
She really does. And that's another reason why she is so special in my eyes.
Yeah.
Is because not everybody performs well live.
Yeah.
That's just kind of a fact. Sad fact, that's kind of a fact.
Yeah.
And she can sing her ass off live. She can dance live.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's always thinking of something creative and new to do live.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I appreciate her music so much.
Yeah.
You know, appreciate her as an artist so much.
I remember what I wanted to ask you earlier, and it was, because, you know, I mentioned earlier that my first piece of Tegan and Sara merch was my gray shirt with their faces on it that I've worn today. Mm-hmm. Well, what was your first piece of Lady Gaga merch? Did you get it online? Did you get it at a show? Or do you remember?
My first Gaga merch was actually the stuff that I got from the Joanne concert.
Oh.
That was it. So there's this pink plastic backpack
that
I got, or the plastic backpack with the pink liner and the pink straps. Mm-hmm. That was my first Gaga merch, and it came with the phone charger lanyard thing that
thing is so cool.
That I wore and beat up and eventually threw away or something.
No,
I don't know where it is, but it's like faded and all jacked up.
Yeah,
and I think I broke it or something. I don't know, but yeah, there was that and. Now I have my Gaga t-shirt that says Lady Gaga on it.
Yeah.
And has a picture of her when she was a kid, her school picture.
Yeah.
And I just cut off the sleeves, and now it looks really rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
The sleeves are cut off.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Oh, and then you have your VIP badge.
Oh, my VIP badge, yes.
Yeah, we both have VIP badges. So you had yours from yours, and then when I saw Tegan and Sara in 2013, I got this cool pink triangle, and so did my brother because he came with me. But since he wasn't as big a fan, when their autograph faded off of mine, kinda, my brother gave me his, and so now I have two. One hangs in my car all the time, and one's just here in the apartment.
Yeah.
So, it's cool to have backup badges.
Yeah.
I just love to look at it. It's so cool.
I know, it looks super cool. I love looking at both of ours, because the way we have it set up is we have two pairs of sunglasses that are open and sitting kind of like in a triangle right next to each other.
Yeah.
And we stuck our VIP badges in the sunglasses right next to each other.
To make them stand in. It looks so cute.
Yeah, it looks so cute. I think it's so cool that we both have VIP badges from our faves. Yeah.
I remember a friend of mine, former friend of mine at work, she asked me, April, how many pieces of Tegan and Sara merch do you have? Because she had noticed I had come in with like a ton of different shirts. And I counted it, and I think it was like 30, like over 30 pieces I counted. But that's because I also counted duplicates, because there was this one time on their website, they had a sale on a bunch of stuff that I didn't know. I was just buying stuff. And I always wanted their Heartthrob stationery set that came with a mini notebook, a large spiral notebook, and a pencil case. And it was like $6 or something. But then when I put it in my shopping cart, the price reduced down to like 50 cents.
Whoa.
Or something like that. I don't remember, but it reduced down to next to nothing. So I'm like, I'm getting 3 of these just in case. I'm guessing it was on clearance. And so when I got it in the mail, they sent me 6.
Oh my god.
Sets. So I had 6 pencil boxes and 6 mini notebooks and 6 spiral notebooks. So
oh my god.
I counted each and every one of those as a piece of merch.
That's so cute, baby.
Kind of cheated.
Yeah, no.
But besides that, I got like I have my gray shirt, my Heartthrob shirt, my beachy shirt, my Love You to Death shirt, my gray shirt, that's 5. I think that's it as far as shirts go. And then I have 3 posters. 2 of them are signed. Well, technically, 4 posters. The other one's just folded up in a suitcase somewhere.
Yeah.
That's also signed. And
you have an album. I don't know if that really counts as merch, but the
vinyl.
The vinyl.
Album, yeah. But I got that for you, babies.
It's for us.
Okay.
It's for our apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I got those fancy sunglasses. Those are like the latest thing, I think.
Super expensive.
Yeah.
But they're amazing because I like to drive during sunset, or I hate to drive during sunset.
Yeah.
But sometimes I have to, and I put those on, and they don't just make things dark.
Yeah.
They change the color of things and make it easier to see.
Mm-hmm.
They are magical.
Yeah.
So when the sun is beaming right in my eyes while I'm driving, I can see everything with those sunglasses on.
Mm-hmm. I got them last year, over the summer, and oh yeah. So I don't know why I had contacts for a short amount of time. Oh, I got contacts because my glasses broke and I just ordered new ones, so I had to use contacts for like 2 weeks. And that was really the only time I was able to use these sunglasses. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to put those over my glasses. Looks silly.
But you wear contacts at Pride.
I did. I wear yours, but that's because we basically have the same prescription.
Mm-hmm. And you wear the sunglasses, too.
So, yeah. I just felt kind of silly for buying sunglasses that I barely wear.
Yeah.
So it's okay. And that was another thing. They sent me 2 pairs of those, too.
Really?
Yeah. So, like, they sent me, like, a double order of the stationery, and when I emailed them back, I said, hey, what should I do with this? Like, do I have to pay for shipping to send it back? They're like, no, just keep them because they were clearance. So cool. Yeah. But when I asked to send these back, they asked me to send them back, and I was totally fine.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so yay.
Yeah, you're so sweet. You're so honest.
Yeah.
Because those are not cheap sunglasses. Those are like 60-something.
Yeah, I love those glasses so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, I'll be honest, and you sent them back. So.
Yeah, just because. I'm glad they let me keep all that extra stationery, though, because I've put it to use. Granted, a lot of it hasn't been used yet. Mm-hmm. None of the pencils I think I've used. I haven't sharpened any of them. Yeah. But I did use some pencils to tie tattoo needles to give myself tattoos. Yeah. It's the only time I ever used those pencils. Yeah. So, yeah.
You look so cute right now, and I just want to describe to everyone who's listening, or anyone who's listening, how cute you are. I'm going to try. Okay, so my girlfriend has short black hair, like really short, same length all around, but it's flatter on the sides, and it's a little bit taller on the top. Yeah. Because we wrapped it this morning. Yeah. And it looks great, and your eyebrows are like on fleek. Eyebrows are perfect.
Well, somebody did kind of pluck them this morning.
I plucked them to clean them up, but you have naturally beautiful, full, dark eyebrows. And you just fill them in just a little bit, like you outline them just a little bit to fill them in, and they look so pretty. And then my girlfriend wears this black winged eyeliner that is just killer. It makes her eyes look so piercing.
That's another topic I want to talk about on another show. Yeah. Was like my experience growing up and my like journey to coming out. Because I told you how like there was a time when I was a teenager when I went into my bathroom and I kind of like pulled the side of my eye back a little bit to make it a little bit more tapered and elongated, and it just looked so pretty. And I remember telling myself like, oh my gosh, because back then I had long hair and I wanted to take my eyes back because my hair would have covered it. You know, because I just felt like, oh my gosh, if I were a girl, I'd be so pretty. Yeah. You know, but I didn't do it, and so that's kind of it's like an Easter egg. It's like a fun like a movie Easter egg. Yeah. To like why I do my winged eyeliner, because that's how I always envisioned it.
Foreshadowing.
That'll be on my Wikipedia page. Yeah. When she was younger, she used to play with her eyes and always fantasize about them being all long and pointy. And so that's why she does the winged eyeliner.
Yeah, and then I just want to keep talking about your face because I just can't help myself. Okay, and you're the and just the color of your skin is just so pretty. So pretty, because my girlfriend, she's half Filipino and half Mexican, and that means amazing cheekbones first of all. And beautiful soft lips. Like super feminine, heart-shaped little lips. and
Give me kissy.
Okay. And a mole on the right side of her nose. So on top of her nose, right above the nostril, like right there. And, okay, April's eyes are brown, but they're not your average brown, okay? They're like honey brown.
Ooh.
So they're lighter than your average brown, and they just look so pretty.
I used to get compliments on them all the time growing up. And then, around 16, I stopped getting compliments. I remember one time somebody said, it was like my cousin's wife, and she was like, oh, I love your eyes so much, I just want to tear them out of your head. And I was just like, shit.
Thanks.
That was my first experience with, cute aggression, I think.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Now you experience cute aggression all the time.
But you mentioned my mole on my nose. And another fun fact, I used to be so insecure about it.
Really?
Yeah, and then the one on the back of my neck. I grew up in a funny environment. I don't know what made me think this way. Of course, probably, it's probably just myself. Yeah. Or why I kept telling myself all these things about me were so terrible, or that I wanted to hide, or how I stole a little bit of my mom's foundation to cover up this big mole on my toe when we went on a school field trip to go to a local pool or something. Yeah. Yeah. But, I love my moles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love your moles, too.
I love them.
I think they're cute, and they're just, all over.
Yeah.
You know? They're so cute.
They're like constellations.
Yes, they are. I'll connect the dots one day.
Yeah, I'm trying to make something.
Yeah.
You know.
And you just have these cute little teeth.
Another fun fact. I used to have braces. But I didn't have them for the full 2 years. I think I took them off maybe 4 or 5 months early. I wasn't feeling it anymore. It wasn't worth having my lips constantly torn apart every day. And I read these articles about celebrities who are known to smile without their teeth. I think I remember they said Taylor Swift, Steve Buscemi, and Miley Cyrus are all known for not smiling very often with their teeth showing. And I guess they're all known to never really had braces. And then a few people have actually been interviewed about it, and they're just like, well, I became this way, and people like me without braces, so why do I need them? Yeah. So that really stuck, and I'm like, you know what? Everyone used to say you used to have a great smile before, and I liked my smile before. Yeah. I got a little bit of an overbite, and bigger front, upper teeth. But Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you like my teeth, baby.
I do. Ugh.
Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, and also my girlfriend's wearing these big hipster glasses with a thick rim on top and rimless on the bottom. Yeah. They look very intellectual.
For years, I used to do just the plain black thick rim glasses. And you know what? Looking back at any pictures where I'd be wearing them, I don't know what I was thinking. They're just so middle schooly, to me at least. Yeah. And on me. I don't know. It felt a little outdated. So it was time for something different. This is my first time having glasses that aren't black, Yeah. And, I like and I like yours because they're like cat eyes.
Thank you. They're sassy.
They're all pointy and stuff. It's they're practical and fun.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
And intimidating. Just kidding.
Little bit.
Really?
Like I told you, just wanting to talk to you the first time, I was just like, what do I say? What do I do? And like you were mentioning earlier, you're more chill and quiet, and I'm a little bit more loud. But, I was thinking well, what if she'll only like me if I'm quiet and cool and shit? Yeah. But, ultimately, whenever I would talk to you, I didn't try to be anything I wasn't. And, that's important.
Definitely.
And it's I'm glad you like me for me and for not being you. Thanks for not being a narcissist.
Of course.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yay. But anyway. Yeah. That's enough about me, baby. We're talking about our idols.
Yeah. And we're nearing the end here.
Yeah.
Unless there's anything else you want to say.
If by any chance you're listening to this, Tegan and Sara, thank you so much for all that you've done and created. I can't wait to hear what you make next, and we'll definitely be at your next show. And
hell yeah.
Will you be down to wait in line with me for 14 hours to make sure we're first in line?
Baby, I'll do anything with you.
Yay.
Especially for 14 hours.
We'll have plenty of snackies.
So many snackies.
Yeah, we'll get plenty of snackies. And yeah, so that stutter was just my bad. I'm getting excited thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and to anybody listening who might be Lady Gaga or part of the House of Gaga, Haus, House of Gaga. I love her, and I love you, all you guys, for all the work you do.
Yeah.
And it's been very special to me, and I will be waiting for the next show. I will be waiting. Yeah. And baby,
yes, baby,
would you be willing to walk all the way to the Golden One Center?
Yeah, baby, I'll walk 25, 30 minutes to the Golden One Center with
and
you.
Wait in line for like a little bit.
Yeah, unless you buy tickets that don't let us get early.
Oh yeah,
we will though. We'll be sitting here with like both our phones out, iPad out, computer out, all ready to buy tickets.
Yeah.
Just in case.
I get that early access, baby.
That's what I did for the last concert I went to for Tegan and Sara. I was on my iPad, my brother's iPad. No, not his because he wasn't there yet. But I was on mine, my dad's, the computer, my phone, my dad's phone, just all ready to buy tickets. And it was on my phone that I bought them, I remember.
That's funny.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah, but I think that's it now. I think we've finished.
Thanks for sticking around.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
I know our first 2 shows were a little extreme, but I liked this. I like doing a more lighthearted topic. Let's do another one.
Yes, let's do another lighthearted topic. This was really nice.
Yeah, babies. All right, well, I think that's it then. We're good.
Yeah.
All right. To listen to some... Oh, baby, one more thing.
What?
If you can tell our listeners that, like, 3 songs that they just absolutely have to listen to.
Gaga songs?
Yes.
Okay. Must listen. Diamond Heart, off of her new Joanne album.
Okay.
It's so rock and roll, and it's so powerful. Dance in the Dark.
Which one is that again? Oh, yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, The Fame Monster.
Yeah. It's
really dark. It's super synth 80s pop dance, hard-hitting. Just so cool.
Yeah.
And let me think. Okay. The country road version of Born This Way. There is a country road version.
I think I remember you listening to it once recently. I heard it. I was like, that's different. That's cool.
It sounds so cool.
Okay.
Super cool. I love it.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
And I guess if I had to pick for me, I gotta pick happy songs and a sad song. And I want to pick so many older stuff. Because, I feel like any fan's like, oh, if you don't like their older stuff, you're not a real fan. I'm like, fuck off. But I also love it because we're all on the same page. Anyway, I'm just going to go with What's Tattooed. I think people need to hear Closer, Stop Desire, and Now I'm All Messed Up. Just so they get a good range of, like, where their music can go. Like, it's not all happy, it's not all sad.
Yeah.
But I'd rather what they sample be predominantly happy.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah. Listen to those 6 songs.
And Stop Desire is our song. It's so sexy.
Save that for last. Because, oh my gosh.
That's our song.
I drove to LA once and blasted that for like half the trip on repeat. And then the other half was Closer.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They're both great. They make you feel really good.
Hell yeah.
Well, I think we're all good then, sweetie.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Good night or good morning.
Or good afternoon.
Good day.
Good day, mate.
Bye.
Bye.